now in high definition.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for 33 News at 6. I'm Jennifer Jefcoat.
You can see the flames shooting up behind me. Take a look at this. The building is not salvageable. This is the exact reason why you're asked to shovel your sidewalks. I promise you that there is a sidewalk out here somewhere. You just can't find it. Now, if you look at this, I mean, this is exactly what kids are having to face. They are having to try to go through this snow. I mean, I'm about to slip and fall right now.
Get it, girls!
Pink and white, 5 cans and 2 knives.
Then they pushed it back 7 feet. That's when they were able to find Casper and used his natural curiosity to pull him out. 27 kids, just like Holly, got to come out and go shopping. They got to spend $100 each and hang out with a police officer. Did you have a good time?
Of course I did.
Well, we all know that being in love feels good, but could it be used as a pain medicine?
They were shooting at each other, and somehow in the crossfire, a young 6-year-old girl was shot in the chest. By the end of the turtle derby, all 7 of the cannons each had their own turtle. Bobby, who's this?
Sprinkles.
What do you see when you look in the mirror?
I see myself. Just Ed.
Ed Port is just like you and me, and yet his neurofibromatosis makes him look different. The condition causes these tumors to grow on his face. He first noticed he was different as a young boy when kids at school started calling him names.
Fat face or monster or, just a bunch of, hideous, hurtful things.
From age 7 to 20, he had about 20 surgeries to try to remove the tumors and the hurt he felt. But the tumors kept coming back. Now, 20 years later, Ed is praying for a miracle. Despite the fact he's losing his hearing and eyesight, insurance companies won't cover the surgeries he needs.
And that's one of the big reasons why you have the edneedsamiracle.com. It's because you've been told by a lot of these insurance companies that they won't cover you because it's cosmetic.
They consider it cosmetic. And what it ultimately is coming down to is that some pencil pusher is looking at the bottom line.
The bottom line for Ed could mean up to 4 surgeries to the tune of $1 million. But that doesn't get Ed down. Little seems to.
It's not just all about me. That it's also about getting the word out to help other people in need.
Ed would eventually like to turn his website into a foundation to help others with their difficulties.
No matter what position we have in life, we can be maybe that miracle in someone's life that we don't even know.
And that's perhaps what sticks out most about Ed Port. Not his tumors, but the real beauty he possesses inside, and a spirit that won't quit no matter how difficult life seems to be.
We have to be positive and look at the glass as half full. And, and also that there's always, hope for tomorrow, hope for a better future.
And hope for Ed Port. I'm Jennifer Jefcoat for 27 First News.
I just was totally floored.
Tom Heiss and his sister Debbie say it's like a nightmare that never ends. It began in 1991 when Kenneth Byros brutally raped, murdered, and dismembered their sister.
I mean, we couldn't even bury her whole. He's a monster.
He definitely inflicted a lot of pain on my sister. 91 times, stabbed and cut and parts of her body cut off before she even died, then 5 more wounds after she was killed. Now, come on, there's a time to put an end to it.
That end was supposed to come in December, but now it looks like Byros will remain on death row while the state reviews the lethal injection process. The family says Byros has already cheated death once. In 2007, he ate his last meal and was about to be executed when he received a last-minute stay. After nearly 2 decades, though, Tammy's family says enough is enough.
My father's already gone. Andy, Tammy's sister, husband, is gone. We've lost so many people that deserve to see this justice served, and this is ridiculous.
Put him on the table December the 8th. Give him 91 chances to find a vein, and if they don't, then cut his head off. That's exactly what he did to her.
There is still a chance Byros will be executed in December, but only if the governor is able to come up with a new lethal injection protocol on time. I'm Jennifer Jefcoat for 33 News.
If he wouldn't have got me up there, we'd have both been barbecued. Huh, buddy?
If that had been the case, this story would be very different. Instead, it ends with a life saved and man's best friend a hero. Stephen Brawl was upstairs sleeping when his home on Roseview Drive caught on fire. He had a smoke detector, but its batteries were dead. That's where his dog Bettis comes in.
He come upstairs and started nudging me and barking at me. And as soon as I woke up, I couldn't really even see anything. The smoke was so thick.
Dog in hand, he made his way down the stairs by memory.
The smoke had to be at least, I'd seen nothing but white. And started choking a little bit, got downstairs, felt my way towards the door. And I had a hold of Bettis. I had him by his collar because I thought he was getting a little bit afraid. I didn't want him to panic and go backwards. And then I'd have to come back in and get him.
When fire crews arrived, the home was engulfed in flames. If just a few more minutes had passed,
I don't think we'll be talking to him today. He would be in the hospital fighting for his life because the smoke was so heavy upstairs and the heat was so great.
Like the fire chief was telling me last night, it's not Hollywood. You know, Hollywood makes it look like you got all this time. You don't. I mean, when it starts, it's that quick.
Thankfully, Bettis was. Perhaps it's his way of showing his appreciation.
Bettis was actually a rescue dog that Steve gave a life to. Now Bettis is returning the favor.
He's going to get a steak dinner tonight, I think.
I think he deserves it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm Jennifer Jefcoat for 27 First News. A 15-year-old Warren boy hit in the head with a bat during a violent attack last month is on his way home tonight. Earlier today, community members made sure he'll have what he needs when he returns to town. Julie Luther joins us in the studio with more. Well, Girl Scouts definitely getting on their groove today in Austin town with daisies, brownies, and the junior Girl Scouts from across the area gathering this afternoon at the Eagles Club for their annual sock hop. Look at them get down. The girls dressed up in costumes from their favorite decade, whether it be the 50s, the 60s, or the 70s. They knew how to move it. More than 100 girls expected out at the event. Sunny and warm today, but more summer-like temperatures on the way tomorrow. Don Guthrie's up next with a last check of the forecast. Plus, a sign spoof in South Bend, Indiana has some people hanging their heads. Can you see why? The rest of this story when First News on Fox returns. I think this is the first day this week that I've been able to walk outside and not feel like someone threw a wet blanket on my face.
That's a pretty good description, or walking into the inside of a sponge.
Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight for 33 News at 6. We'll be back here at 11. Good night.